In the headlines, HLDC marks 50 years of service with major housing achievements. Barbados pursuing CARICOM African Union partnership on reparations. Netanyahu defies U.S.-Iran deal, vows to keep Israeli troops in southern Lebanon. And in sports, round 1 of 2026 FIFA World Cup games completed. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's news and sports this evening.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Thursday, June 18th, 2026. I am Twyla Thompson with the details. The Housing and Land Development Corporation, HLDC, is celebrating 50 years of operation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. General Manager Kenyatta Aline says the institution has undergone significant transformation over the years. Ali noted that the HLDC has evolved from offering basic housing solutions to providing a wider range of housing options. As part of its 50th anniversary celebrations, the corporation is showcasing its work, achievements, and services to the general public today.
We are accustomed doing block and concrete houses. We're now talking about prefab houses. We're talking about houses which are more climate resilient, and every generation is included, meaning we don't want to forget the older folks, the traditional persons who have owned and purchased homes in the past, but we also want to focus on the young generation, the younger professionals, younger persons coming out of university, now making their way in the world, so to speak, and we have an offering for them as well. So today we have on display, along with some of our partners, financial partners and material strategic building construction material partners. On the financial side of things, we have GECU, who is one of our more popular customers, popular institutions that our clients do business with. It's a cooperative bank as well, who has been an important partner as well in offering loans and mortgages to our clients and customers.
Aline highlighted several major housing developments undertaken by the HLDC across the country, noting that these projects have assisted hundreds of Vincentians in achieving home ownership.
Flagship developments, one of our most successful and the largest single housing development is the Lomans Bay development. We accommodated 49 families on that development, and that project was done within budget and on time. That was a project which saw the relocation of the residents of Rose Place, and yes, 49 families is quite a lot. The next closest one, I think, is about 42 families. So we are happy that that was a successful project. In addition to that, on that project, we experimented with duplexes, and in the future, we're looking to have multifamily accommodations introduced. We are doing 2 currently at Walibu under the burial rebuilding after burial program, and we hope that when they are completed, we can have a visit and show the public what we're also looking to accomplish.
Vincentian dasheen and pepper producers will soon have the opportunity to export their produce to the United States. This follows the signing of agreements by Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Israel Bruce, with Happy Produce LLC and Quanto Inc. During his recent trade and market mission to California, the minister signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with the companies aimed at creating secure export markets for local farmers. Minister Bruce said a key component of the agreement will allow dasheen farmers to sell their produce at prices up to 150% higher per sack than current market rates.
As I said, the contracts have not been drawn up. We have not seen those as yet. I am told that hopefully by next week, there should be the first draft of the contract for dasheen, because that's the first one they're going to roll out. the purchase of dasheen. So once the contract is on the ground, the agent on the ground, whoever, whatever it is, will start making announcements publicly to say to farmers, do you have dasheen, etc. We have that. We want to buy your dasheen. One of the things I want to say is this. I've heard also the cry about the cost, how much the farmers are being paid for the dasheen. And the price I got was like as low as $40 per sack. I am happy to say that the discussion that I had in the USA, I've made it abundantly clear that our farmers will not be subjected to selling their dasheen at anything less than 100 EC dollars per sack.
A separate memorandum of understanding was also signed between the government, Seasons Farmers, and Quinto Inc. Under this agreement, farmers will be provided with seeds and other support to boost agricultural production and improve export readiness.
Seasons Farms will provide, and that would come through again in the final contract that we would sign, the pepper seeds to the farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Of course, our plant and quarantine unit will ensure that the quality of the pepper seeds coming in for production does not violate their plant quarantine arrangements, so that you're not introducing any variety that has negative implications for pepper or any other crop in St. Vincent. So we are going to be very practical about how we do this. It is my argument to them too that a lot of farmers are going to need assistance with the preparation of the lands for the planting of the pepper.
Minister Bruce said the next step will be the signing of formal contracts and the identification of a local agent to help ensure smooth and efficient transactions between farmers and overseas buyers. He expressed satisfaction with the outcome of the Trade and Market Mission to California and said the government will continue to pursue new opportunities for local farmers. Minister of Tourism, Honorable Dr. Kishore Shaloo, has described the partnership between local stakeholders and Global Port Holdings as a significant opportunity for the advancement of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking during a discussion on WeFM, Dr. Shaloo said the agreement represents a major step forward for the country's tourism sector and has the potential to generate substantial economic benefits. He explained that the partnership is expected to create additional employment opportunities for Vincentians. According to the minister, Vincentians will eventually own up to 30% of the port, making it a true partnership between the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Global Port Holdings.
We have created a special vehicle that we call a special vehicle, which facilitates Vincentians to own up to 30% equity in this company. Because how it works is that Global Port Holdings will have to establish a company in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to manage that port. And that company, they would own 70%, while Vincentians would have the opportunity to own up to 30%. And if you notice, I say Vincentians and not the government, because part of the agreement was that it is not a partnership with the government, but with the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So really, you could invest and buy some shares. Life, Nicole, Maka, and everyone, right? Could just, if you have interest, then you can. And how we're going to go about that process is no different from registering a public company. Offering the information, of course. You prepare a prospectus with all the information, and which is why the fact that we are going public with that company, it means that everything is fully transparent.
Dr. Shaloo also noted that meetings and discussions have been held with members of the public to hear their concerns, suggestions, and expectations regarding the initiative.
But we have had conversation, we have had meetings with stakeholders, we have had separate meetings with those taxi drivers or just those who really just involved in that component of tourism, the cruise sector. And again, we have ascertained feedback. I don't think, quite frankly, I do not share the opinion that this requires a formal consultation What it needs is interaction and feedback from the people, and you can get that in multiple forms. It doesn't mean you have to go into a room and have a town hall meeting to get feedback, right? Constant conversation. That is the good thing about if you're not a strong administrator and you're really concerned about the development of the people, you should have ongoing, continuous engagement with them. That when you have an important decision to make, like this partnership that is going to bring in over $250 million in the country, you should know exactly what your people want before you even get to the stage of an agreement. And again, it is because of these conversations we have been having over time and observations as well, is why we have been so informed that this is really a partnership that is necessary at this particular time, and it's really a great intervention for tourism.
The tourism minister said the partnership forms part of the government's broader strategy to strengthen the tourism industry, expand economic opportunities, and position St. Vincent and the Grenadines for sustained growth and development. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is taking significant steps toward transforming its public sector through digital innovation, as government agencies, public servants, and senior officials gathered for the Public Service Digital Innovation Forum. The forum, which formed part of activities marking Public Service Week, was held under the theme Transforming Public Institutions, Advancing Innovation, Participation, and Inclusion. Discussions focused on the future of digital government, improving service delivery, and the role of public officers in meeting the evolving needs of citizens. Delivering the opening remarks, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Disaster Management and Immigration, Michelle Forbes, said the forum was designed to foster collaboration and the sharing of knowledge among government agencies.
The importance of transforming public institutions cannot be overstated. As we navigate through an era characterized by rapid technological advancements and shifting societal expectations, it is imperative that we embrace innovation as a cornerstone of our operations. By doing so, we not only enhance efficiency and effectiveness of our services, but also ensure that all voices are heard and included in the decision-making processes that affect their lives and our lives. Our ministry, that's the Ministry of the Public Service, is proud to be a part of this exciting transformation. We believe that advancing innovation, fostering participation, and ensuring inclusion, we can create a public service that truly reflects the needs and aspirations of our diverse communities. It is our responsibility to ensure that every citizen has access to the services they deserve, and that their participation in governance is not just encouraged, but actively facilitated. As we embark on this journey together, I encourage each of you to engage with the exhibits, share your insights, and explore all the digital solutions present here today.
Delivering the keynote address, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Digital Transformation and Information, Senator Lavon King, on behalf of the Minister of Education, described the transition to digital government as a step in the continued development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Innovation, participation, and inclusion are not ideals to be admired from a podium. They are the daily test of whether a fisherman in Union Island, a farmer in Mespo or in North Windward, or a small business owner in Kingstown can get what they need from their government without unnecessary delay, without traveling for hours, and without having to explain themselves at 5 different desks. And I know that has happened to many of us. In fact, one of the things that we joke about is double dipping even in the social welfare part of it, because you'll find people going one place here, one place there, and instead what we need to have is an integrated system. This is truly the test that we are facing, and it is a test that our traditional structure of government, ministries, departments, divisions, and units was never quite designed to pass on its own. And I will return to this point shortly because it sits at the very heart of what innovation and digital transformation must achieve.
Senator King also acknowledged several challenges associated with digital transformation, including connectivity costs, bandwidth reliability, cybersecurity concerns, and data protection requirements.
A new tax information management system is being readied to go live next year. So instead of having to come down right across the road here to pay your license and so forth, we're working on those things. It is coming. Our custom single window for trade facilitation, vSwift, is advancing rapidly, building on a recent major upgrade to our customs processing platform, Asikuda, and will eventually connect more than 20 partner government agencies into a single trade facilitation system. We are modernizing our civil registry and building up a unique ID system. The foundational layer that will allow other government services to recognize a citizen once and serve them everywhere thereafter. The truth is, you should not have to tell your government one thing 5 times. A unified land information system is under development to give us, for the first time, a single digital window for land property transaction.
The forum provided participants with an opportunity to explore innovative solutions, share best practices, and discuss strategies for creating a more efficient, inclusive, and citizen-centered public service. SVGTV to tighten security measures for Carnival festivities. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to SeaStar.
Welcome to the upgraded SeaStar Limited,
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to SeaStar, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. SeaStar Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
On Friday, June 19th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $92,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a little lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $92,000 this Friday, June 19th. You have to be in it to win it.
Welcome back. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, SVG-PF, will be strengthening security measures for this year's Carnival celebrations, with officials promising a safe and secure festival for patrons. Speaking at the Carnival Development Corporation CDC News conference yesterday, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey said the police are aware of gang-related activities and groups operating within communities. He emphasized that if the SVG-PF needs to take decisive action against individuals with criminal intent, it will not hesitate to do so.
Sometimes these numbers I don't really like to call them, but there are two numbers that have been popping up lately, a 6 and a 7. I know of one. I want to replace the 6 and the 7 with 1. Number 1, Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. That is the only number that we carry, 1. So if you have any bad intention, keep your intention to yourself. If you bring it to Kingston, you will come head on, number 1. And we will flex our muscles. And I'm saying it boldly, we will flex our muscles as hard as we can if you bring any 6 and 7 violence. If you attempt to bring it into Kingston, because we're dead serious when it comes to that.
The Acting Deputy Commissioner also noted that police officers have been instructed to exercise flexibility and professionalism in certain situations when dealing with carnival-related matters.
The officers, we have had our internal briefing, the officers have been told that they ought to be a bit tolerant with regards to some behavior, and I want to be clear on that. Now, we know when there's a mixture of alcohol, music, people tend to sometimes go a bit overboard, and the language may change. So it is not unusual to hear an expletive coming from someone who you may not normally get it from them, and that is because there's a mixture of alcohol and they've been partying. So the officers are asked to be flexible when it comes to arresting for indecent language and so forth. You can have a conversation, you can speak to that person, even though that they be so intoxicated that they can't have a conversation, but at least you can tap them and say, well, behave yourself. And you had enough, time for you to go home. So we're gonna be a bit flexible there. But it is not a license for you to come to Kingston and drink and misbehave and figure that because I say we're gonna be flexible, you'll come and mash up the place. We will not allow that behavior to get too excessive.
Bailey added that to date there have been no major incidents reported at rural carnival events. He said the increased police presence at carnival activities will continue throughout the festival season. Police have arrested and charged Edmund Macri, a 43-year-old laborer of Caliqua, with the offenses of assault, criminal trespass, and burglary. A news release from the SVG-PF says investigations revealed that the accused assaulted a 25-year-old resident of Arnesville by striking her about her body with his hands, causing actual bodily harm. The accused was also charged with entering the property of a 49-year-old banker of Richmond Hill, namely her yard, with the intent to commit the offense to thief. Additionally, he was charged with entering the storeroom of the above-mentioned individual and stealing a quantity of items. All offenses were allegedly committed on June 15, 2026 in Richmond Hill. Macri appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court yesterday, June 17, 2026, where he pleaded not guilty to all charges. He was granted composite bail in the sum of $2,500 EC with one surety and was ordered to not have any contact with the compliant and to report to the Caliqua Police Station every Friday between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. He was also ordered to seek the court's permission if he wishes to leave the state. The matter was adjourned and transferred to the Caliqua Magistrates Court for June 30th, 2026. Applications are now being accepted for persons interested in establishing businesses at the Glen Shopping Center. According to Area Representative and Minister of Family and Gender Affairs, Persons with Disabilities and Labor, Honorable Lavon Gibson Velox, speaking during NBC Radio's face-to-face program earlier this week, Minister Gibson Velox said several shop spaces at the shopping center will soon become available, creating opportunities for a wide range of businesses to operate within the facility.
So that is fine. And then there are the shops. We're not talking about the shops in Glen.
In Glen. Yeah.
Yes, we have put them out. You know, we have invited people to apply to occupy the ones that are not occupied. We currently we're supposed to be engaged in repairs and completion. So that is coming on stream soon. The shops are going to be available. And we're trying, the reason we are asking people to apply is because we want to find out what kind of businesses they're going to have. Because instead of having, you know, several business of the same kind.
Minister Gibson Velox further explained that the development of these business spaces will help to transform the atmosphere at the location, with increased commercial activity and additional services being made available to the public.
You're trying to, you know, create a different kind of atmosphere, shopping area where you could get different products.
And get a haircut, you can to get some groceries. And
that kind of thing. So that is, and you could also get food because we're going to use food. Now,
how do you apply?
You just write a letter to say you thing, and you could drop it off at my ministry, which is in the Gecko building for my attention. So then it comes directly to me. So I've had a few. I'm sure there are a lot more to come because those shops, people are interested in them.
Barbados pursuing CARICOM African Union partnership on reparations. This from the region when we return. Stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Welcome back. Barbados is presently pursuing a partnership with the African Union and CARICOM on reparations. That's according to Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, His Excellency David Commijon, who attended a meeting of CARICOM Reparations Commission and the Reparations Commissions of the African Union over the weekend. Additionally, Ambassador Commijon, who was speaking on TV8's Morning Barbados show, says there is a proposal that the African Union should establish an office in Guyana, home of CARICOM Secretariat, and CARICOM in turn establish an office in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
That was the first meeting to bring together our CARICOM Reparations Commission and the two commissions that Africa has established. We have every confidence in our case that is well rooted in morality, in law, in the facts, the historical facts, but we are a relatively small region. But when we join forces with Africa, who have an equally compelling case for reparations, then we bring this massive continent. When we add the African voice to the Caribbean voice, it is so much more powerful. Between the countries of the African Union and the countries of CARICOM, we control something like 68 votes in the United Nations. We are a sizable part of the membership of the United Nations. So once we move as a bloc, then we just have to add, a few others from Latin America and Asia and wherever else, really to pass resolutions and to be very effective at the United Nations.
The international news is coming up next. Stay with us.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$200,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Friday, June 19th. It's $200,000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances.
TVs, fridges, cookers.
We make your life so easy.
Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture.
Right here at Singer.
Affordable beds and mattresses.
Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store.
That gives you the best hire purchase deals.
Right here at Singer.
We'll outfit your home.
Right here at Singer. The #1 family store.
It's us with Singer.
Welcome back. On the international scene, Israel says it's determined to maintain the zones being occupied by its troops in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza. This clashes with Iran's insistence that the war in Lebanon must end and has been deepened a now public rift between Israel and the U.S. Israel now faces wide international opposition, but it has not been enough to make a change of course. We hear more in this report.
The skies over Israel are now clear. No incoming missiles, no sirens blaring thanks to the U.S.-Iran deal. But there are no celebrations in Israel, and it's not just because the government is against any deal with Iran. For one, Israel was shut out of the negotiations. The deal also ends the war in Lebanon, something Israel outright rejects. Its forces now occupy 20% of the country, demolishing entire villages in the south. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his troops will not withdraw from Lebanon or abandon the occupation there in Syria or Gaza.
I want to make it clear, we will remain in these security zones for as long as necessary to protect our country.
Washington is unhappy, and Donald Trump is not mincing his words.
I've had a great relationship with Bibi, but now Bibi has to be more responsible with respect to Lebanon.
But Netanyahu's position appeases his base and diffuses political backlash and buys him valuable time. Iran and the U.S. will have at least 60 days to reach a final deal. That's plenty of time for Israel to manage this crisis and try and decouple the Iran and Lebanese tracks. In Israel, many say that the best option now is to try and corner the weak Lebanese government into a deal. Iran says Lebanon is a red line. World leaders have welcomed the U.S.-Iran deal. They too say calm must be established in Lebanon. Derailing the Iran deal will impact the world economy and global food security. The U.S. and other countries have plenty of leverage to keep Israel in check. The coming weeks will reveal if they're willing to use it.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead. But before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincennes for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Present conditions, overcast and slightly hazy. Winds northeast at 19 kilometers per hour. Temperature 25.7 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 98%. Barometric pressure 15.6 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 6.3 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 29.9 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 21 degrees Celsius. Sunset 6:33 p.m. and sunrise will be at 5:39 a.m. The forecast: cloudy, hazy, and breezy with pockets of light to moderate showers, becoming partly cloudy. The synopsis: weak, unstable conditions are affecting the islands.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. I'm Triska Campbell. We hear that Harry Kane scored twice to equal the English record for FIFA World Cup goals, and Jude Bellingham put England in front for a good 2 minutes into the second half of a 4-2 Group L victory over Croatia in Arlington, Texas yesterday. Other results from yesterday: Portugal and Democratic Republic of Congo played to a 1-1 draw in Group K. Colombia defeated Uzbekistan 3-1, also in Group K. Ghana had a 1-0 win over Panama in Group L, and Austria won 3-1 from Jordan in Group J. Today in action today, Czech Republic had a 1-1 draw with South Africa in Group A. Of course, we'll bring you more on today's games in tomorrow evening's newscast. Here at home, however, Barley Secondary School Warriors had the better of a country-mate town Maple 24-13 in yesterday's Vitamalt Youth Development Division knockout match of the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines National Netball Championships at the New Montrose Netball Center in Kingstown. In the later match, Hillborough AM Shotters swamped H&H Oral Adventist Ballers 77-47 in the male knockout division. In cricket news, West Indies Academy lost by an innings and 216 runs by host Sri Lanka emerging players on the third day of the second and final unofficial 4-day cricket test in Sri Lanka yesterday. The final scores: West Indies Academy 231 and 106, and Sri Lanka emerging players 553 for 5 declared. Sri Lanka emerging players won the 2-match series 1-0 after the first unofficial test ended in a draw. The teams will now meet in a 3-match one-day international series on Monday 22nd, Wednesday 24th, and Friday 26th of June at Colombo. In basketball news, Washington Mystics cruised past Connecticut Sun 88 goals to 81 in the Connecticut last night in one of 6 games played in the women's NBA. Elsewhere, Los Angeles Minnesota Lynx defeated Los Angeles Sparks 99 to 83. Golden State Valkyries won from Dallas Wings 91 to 80 in San Francisco. New York Liberty edged Chicago Sky 96 goals to 95 in Chicago. Portland Fire eased past Seattle Storm 94 goals to 89 in Portland, and Las Vegas Aces beat Phoenix Mercury 86 goals to 76 in Phoenix. That's how we end sports this evening. I'm Triska Campbell. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Welcome back. Now for a second look at the headlines. LDC marks 50 years of service with major housing achievements. Barbados pursuing CARICOM African Union partnership on reparations. Netanyahu defies U.S.-Iran deal, vows to keep Israeli troops in southern Lebanon. And in sports, round 1 of 2026 FIFA World Cup games completed. Now for a recap of the local weather forecast. Cloudy, hazy, and breezy with pockets of light to moderate showers, becoming partly cloudy. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Twyla Thompson, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also, check out SVG-TV's News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of your evening.